The city, the only thing you put in the city is modular. There were mobile homes in there, grandfathered. So once they were moved out, several city streets. That's good about it. It's a mobile home. No, modular home has to be good. Mobile home is good. National standards, state standard.
All right.
Mobile home is good.
Thank you, Corporal Joyner. Welcome everyone to the August 2025 rezoning hearing, to be immediately followed by our regularly scheduled work session of the Sullivan County Commission, Thursday, August 14th, 2025. I invite you all to remain standing through the end of the pledge delivered by Commissioner Stidham. The first are invocation by Commissioner Crawford. Commissioner Crawford, if you will, sir.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for this another occasion we've got together to conduct the business of our county, Father, that we might seek to do the best thing and to provide for our citizens as they have elected us to do so. May this meeting be in honor of you, as well as for the best representation we can give for our citizens. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Everyone face the flag, proper hand salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
When the board opens, please record your presence. Has every member recorded their presence? Madam Clerk?
17 present, 7 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have a quorum. First order is resolution to consider amendments to the Sullivan County zoning plan, sponsored by Commissioner Calton, co-sponsored by Commissioner Hayes. Is there any discussion on the zoning resolution before we put it on the board? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 1, resolution to consider amendments to the Sullivan County zoning plan. Requires 13 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
17 yes, 7 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Having received the necessary majority, item number 1 is adopted. Item 1 is approved. We'll go into recess for the purpose of public hearing on the zoning amendments. Invite Mr. Meade to the well for explanation. We just have this one, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
So we only have one case tonight. It is a rezoning request coming to you all from Mark and Wendy Bowery. It is to go from R1 to A1, located at 5562 Highway 126. It comes to you with a positive recommendation from staff, but this went in front of Kingsport's Regional Planning Commission as it is under their urban road boundary and got a negative recommendation coming to you all.
Heard the explanation on the amendment. The floor is open for discussion. First, we'll allow questions from the commission, and if there's anyone here from the public that wishes to speak on the amendment, we'll recognize you as well. Oh, we have the sign-up sheet. If I could have that. First, I'll recognize Commissioner Iverson. Then Commissioner Crawford.
Could you explain why? I mean, I read part of it, but could you explain why it was a no from the Kingsport?
Yeah, so there was some neighborhood opposition that came out. As you know, single wides are allowed in the A1 zoning, and there was concern that there was going to be a single wide placed on this property after it was rezoned. There is a petition that I received from the public in the back of your packet, as well as, I believe, some land value research connected to that also.
Commissioner Crawford, you had your button pushed.
That's my question.
Okay. Anyone else seek recognition? Commissioner King.
Thank you. Luke, says page 11, it says the Kingsport Planning Division recommends sending a positive recommendation to Sullivan County Commission.
Yes, so that was the staff recommendation of Kingsport City. That was not their planning commission's recommendation.
Okay.
So the staff was in favor of it as it aligns with our plan and future growth plan and all of that, but the planning commission decided to send you a negative recommendation.
Okay. So what changed? I mean, why did they send positive and then?
I was not present from what I understand and was told by their staff. Again, the public came out, there was a petition signed to be against it, and the planning commission decided to vote with the community.
Okay. So he's going from R1 to A1.
Yes, sir.
And the only change would be if he wanted to put a single wide, he could do it with A1?
Correct. That is more or less the only differentiation between the two zonings as far as the use of the property.
Okay, is there anything that if he left it at R1, is there anything that keep him from carrying on agricultural practices on that land?
No, sir, we are a right to farm state. You can farm in any zoning that you would like.
And that's in any zone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So,
At least in Sullivan County, you know, different municipalities can have ordinances.
But in the county?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, is he still wanting to put a single wide, or is that,
I would let him, is the applicant
is
present?
he here?
He's out of town. He is out of town, is what I've been told.
Okay. All right.
But he did call me to inform me that he did not have intentions to place a single wide.
Well, if he's not, I don't see what the deal is while we're doing this.
His official application states to correct zoning to agriculture in lieu of R1.
Okay. I just don't see the advantage of changing. I mean, you know, he can farm if he wants to.
Yes, sir. It is an applicant's right to apply for rezoning, and we have no objective reason to deny him that from a land use perspective.
All right. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Van.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the issue is Mr. Bowery is going to go from R1 to A1. He's in the Kingsport urban growth boundary, which means that could be annexed by Kingsport. And under A1, he would have more protection to build barns, to have more detached structures, to do a few more things that are agriculturally related than if he was in R1. And somehow I think the misconception got made that he was going to try to put a trailer in there or a trailer court. He's told me he has no intention of doing that. Mr. Bowery's not here, but a couple of his neighbors are here, Mr. Niebrigi and Miss Niebrigi, and they're here to represent Mr. Bowery. So they could probably explain that better than I could, but I don't think the intent of Mr. Bowery is to put any kind of trailer in there to harm his property values or his neighbor's property values or anyone else's. It's just to protect him in case he was annexed by being in the urban growth boundary, and to have those protections that are afforded by A1. If no one else is wanting to speak, I'd like to ask Mr. Niebrigi to come up.
We have two other commissioners that's seeking recognition that will, I'll invite them up. Commissioner Means.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, I was just going to say, Mr. Bowery gave me a call and assured me that there was no trailer or trailer park going in there, that it was for the exact purposes of what Commissioner Vanover has said. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Commissioner Johnson.
Looking at this piece of property, at one time, I knew that property well. It was all agriculture, had a family there. Now across the road is A1, and when you come back up the road, you'll see on the corner of your map, that's Sam Lola goes back to agriculture. Our property's been agriculture when Wine's family had it for years. I didn't know when it all got split up and rezoned to R1. I guess when we did the zoning, because they were selling off lots. Yeah, I don't, because it joins across the road to A1.
Anyone else seek recognition? Commissioner Crosswhite.
Thank you, Chairman. This is hard. I mean, I know Mr. Bowery, and I'm sure he says he won't put a trailer or trailer park in there, but, you know, we all go along, so, and you all didn't vote for it, so, I think this is going to be, no. No, oh, staff representative, I'm sorry, yes. So you're comfortable with this, but, and then the commissioners in this district you're okay with it, that's the main thing. Okay.
And to clarify, in A1, you cannot have a trailer park, you can have a single line trailer.
Right. Okay, all right, thank you.
Mr. Mead, I'm going to recognize a yes from the public. I'm going to call up Craig Niebrigi. Did I pronounce it right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you will, sir, please introduce yourself and give us your address for the clerk's electronic record.
Sure, my name is Craig Niebrigi. Did good. It's hard to say. That's not local. So, Mark, I'm here kind of to represent Mark, not really represent Mark, but just talk to you about the conversation that he and I had before he ever applied for this zoning, which was that he was concerned. He's concerned about, like exactly what Zane said, maybe annexation one day. And I don't think he was aware that you can have cattle anywhere in Tennessee, which is fantastic. But I can tell you for sure, Mark doesn't want a single wide on that property. That would be the last thing he wants to do. Mark had cattle there. He sold his cattle to me, and now I keep cattle there in his backyard. What he likes to see is cattle out his backyard. He doesn't want to see a single wide trailer. And that's what he shared with me before he ever applied for zoning. So I think that the fear from the petition, even in talking to Gary, he's my neighbor, Gary's my friend, and I know Gary's concerned there's a single wide trailer there. I don't want that there. I don't think any of the neighbors want that there, and Mark doesn't want that there. So I think that's where the confusion was. I think there's a lot of lack of communication, which is kind of like a marriage. When you don't have it, things go bad. So I don't think I have anything else. I don't think I have anything else to say. I covered that good, thank you. Good. Thank y'all for your service and let us speak.
Thank you, sir. Gary J. Calcott, if you will, introduce yourself and give us your address for the clerk's electronic.
troublemaker, I'm a troublemaker.
Tell us all about it, sir. Give us your name and your address for the.
Gary Calcutt, 5593 Highway 126, directly across from the property in question.
Thanks, sir.
More than welcome. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the one that's causing all the problem. I have a revised list of people for the petition. It's grown. It went from 8 to 9 because of the fact that a letter was sent to us from the county, all of us stating, I smile, stating that a single wide was going to be put in. It didn't make sense to me either, okay? Now, ma'am, he called you, you talked with Mark, I live right across from him. All he had to do to avoid all this, and my time is valuable too, was say something to me, or pick up the phone and call me. He went to, after the Kingsport hearing, which I know that's a bad thing to say here, planning commission or whatever. Lucas, that shouldn't have been in there. So this is all we have to go on, the neighbors and myself, is that it surely looks like he intends to put a trailer out there. Now, after coming here tonight, I'm much more relaxed. Heard Jessica, is that right? Zane, he got my vote. Lucas have put my mind at ease about, and Craig, who should have contacted me sooner. We went to church together and everything. We're a small community. We know each other. We love each other. My neighbors and myself, I have an analysis of the impact that single wide would put on all of our properties, and we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And that's what got me motivated and got the petition and the analysis. And at this point now, I mean, I'm not against them having an A1 for farm. It's his property. It's his, he can do what he wants with it. I wouldn't want nobody telling me what to do with my property either. But when it affects the rest of all the neighbors, 9 of us that are direct contact, and single wide were to go in there in a couple of months, because will he be able to put a single wide in if he so chooses to, without a permit or without any of the other things?
No, he would be required to have a permit, and he would also have to divide the property out because we only allow 1 dwelling per parcel.
Okay, but I'm not trying to be the ogre here. I'm not representing just myself. I'm representing 9 other people, and I wish one of them would have came so I could sick them on Craig. I guess that, you know, because A1, I mean, I've always gotten along, whenever we have spoken, I've gotten along fine with him. But he made a remark to one of our neighbors, Kay Adams. Some of you might know her, you might have had her as a school teacher. She's still sharp as a tack at 94 years old. But he said he'll talk to her, but he couldn't be bothered with the rest of us. I wouldn't have needed to be here, would I? Thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
sir. Thank you. Anyone else seek recognition? Mr. Meade? Have anything you wish to close with?
No, sir.
Without objection, whoops, there went the, got ready to say, without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote, but we lost the board. I have a new computer at work, and it's so new, I don't know how to operate it. I miss my old one. I knew where everything was. There we go. Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on amendment number 1. Requires 13 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
16 yes, 8 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, amendment number 1 is adopted.
Thank you all.
Thank you. That concludes the public hearing on zoning amendments. Without objection, public hearing is closed, and we're back on the regular calendar of the regularly scheduled work session. If you will indulge me, I'm going to ask for about a 3-minute recess. Mrs. Gardner and I are doing some traveling tonight. We have to be somewhere very far away, very early in the morning. And we have the most capable chairman pro temp that we've ever had, and I can say that because I was the pro temp for 6 years. I mean, there you go. So would it be okay? We did a small 3-minute transition period, and I'm going to show him what I've done up here in the meantime. So yeah.
Put him on my property, we loaded it up there. Just being safe. We both know with it. I'll tell you. I'll tell
You got a podium over there, right?
Everyone's ready to go. We'll continue our meeting. Commissioner Carter, will you check to see if there's any public comment?
No, we don't have it.
No public comment. That's good. There's no public comment tonight, so we'll we'll close that portion of the meeting and We've got some good news to share with everyone before the meeting starts. Before we get into our draft resolutions and our work session, I'd like to ask our Solid Waste Director, Mark Corbett, to come up and give us a little good news. Mr. Corbett?
Thank you, sir. We finished our APR report, our annual progress report for Sullivan County. So we finally got all that done, and this year we come in, we've had a 43% diversion. 43% diversion. So state makes us meet 25%, so we end up with 43%. To break that down into some numbers, so what that ended up actually saving Sullivan County, the two cities, come to $940,000 with Sullivan County's recycling effort. So just thought I'd let y'all know about that, and the guys we got, they're working hard, and we're producing a lot of material right now. So, thank you all.
Well, thank you, Mr. Corbett. I don't know if everyone knows, but the state requires every county to have a 25% diversion rate, and we're at 43%, so good job, Mark. Thank you. Got one more bit of good news. I'd like to ask Director of Schools Chuck Carter to come up and give us some more.
Good evening, thank you for having me come up this evening. Monday, we'd like to bring and share with the commission a video that was created by one of our own here in Sullivan County. Eric Hare, former graduate of Sullivan East High School, and then he's just recently graduated from ETSU in the digital media career field there. He created a video for us about Sullivan County schools, and it's been very well received. I think it's a really good recruiting tool for us, and we'd like to share that with the commission on Monday evening at your regular meeting. And then in addition, can I go ahead with the teacher bonus? That I'd like to thank the commission for your help in getting that out to our teachers. About 2 weeks ago, we received from the state the funding for teachers to receive the bonus that Governor Lee appropriated funds for. We have that. Our board approved it, first waiver rules, first reading there the other night. So we're just going to be asking the commission to approve that, so then we can get the payroll. And I believe payroll is going to try to help us get it on out as quickly as possible. So we appreciate all your support in doing that for our teachers. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. I think Commissioner Jones.
Can you give us a real quick brief on what took place at Sullivan, what you're going to do with your school, and the ball field, the contract for the community?
Currently, former Sullivan West, the ball fields, Sullivan Recreation Association has requested to use those fields on a year-to-year lease. And so there was some remodeling or some things that need to be fixed down there that they use specifically. We no longer use those fields for any specific school purpose, so we decided to offer them a lease on that. So they're getting ready to be prepared to sign that. That'll be a $1 lease for a year-to-year lease. And then they'll be taking care of all the upkeep and the bleachers. There's a press box needs some work done, and the scoreboard needs some work done. And as far as the building goes, currently right now the board's mindset is demolition, but there's not been a formal vote on that, so that's just where they're at. We had an evaluation done on the building. There's a lot of needs to be bringing that up to where it would be safe. So I think that's the direction right now. Currently, the board's choosing to go on that.
Did you bring up to the board what we talked about access to that parking lot behind the library, so we could get some more parking spaces?
We've not discussed that yet. It didn't come up on this last agenda, but we will be as we bring that back up.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Carter? I think Commissioner Crosswhite?
While we have Mr. Carter here, I'd like to break out East High School what all they've done up there, it's amazing.
It's really special. They've done some drone footage and it looks really good up there. It does. Campus is really nice. Thank you.
Mr. King, I believe Commissioner King has a question.
Thank you. How's the new access road to the back, how's it working out?
That's really been a plus for West Ridge. They've been able to actually push back to their original start time. They had moved it to 7 o'clock prior, which was supposed to be 7:30, but they were doing that because of the heavy traffic flow. Now that the first week of school's over and everybody's back in their regular pattern, they're getting them on campus and everything well before 8 o'clock, which is their start time. And they're not really open the doors till 7:30. So in a 30-minute period, they're having all those cars on campus and off before that even gets there. So it's been a big help, a tremendous help.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Good job. Thank you very much. There's no old business, and we'll end the good news portion of our meeting and go into there's no old business, we'll go into new business. The next item is review of resolutions. Item 1, I'd like to recognize Commissioner Cole.
Thank you, Mr. Benover. I don't know what the resolution is. This resolution is to update the handbook for our DUI grant. We passed it in 2016. I believe I was on the resolution with John Crawford. The state contacted the sheriff's office. They no longer want the grant to have GHSO, Governor's Highway Safety. They just want it to read DUI, field sobriety, standard field sobriety. So this resolution will just, it's more of language. We'll take GSSO out of it and just keep it the same. It still establishes that the patrol deputies and corrections deputies will get paid at the 1.5 times the amount from the DUI grant. No longer GHSO DUI grant, but just DUI. So I'd like to ask this to be put on the consent if nobody has any questions.
You've heard the discussion, you've heard the explanation. Is there any discussion? Any objection to putting this on the consent calendar? Seeing none, it will be added to the consent calendar. Next item, item 2, Commissioner Crosswhite.
Thank you, Chairman. This is a grant from the state of Tennessee. It's for pre-employment transitional services, and this is going to provide 5 pre-employment transitional services for these kids that are having a hard time finding jobs when they get out, and there's no matching from the county, so I would like to put this on consent unless someone has any questions.
You've heard the explanation. Any discussion? Any objection to putting item 2 on the consent calendar?
No.
Commissioner King.
Who's going to run this program? Once they get out, then who's going to run the program, right? Who's going?
What do you mean when they get out?
Okay, this is when they, are you talking that when they get out of the jail, that they're going, this grant is going to try to help them get a job or what?
This is school.
School?
Yes.
I thought
Yes, sir.
I thought we was on the jail.
No,
Okay,
sir.
this
No.
is, okay,
This is school.
all right. So, okay, if that's the case then, who is going to actually do this? Is it going to be the school system or?
Yeah, they're going to hire 5 people to help these kids. And Mr. Carter's here, I'm sure he can explain it better. But no, it's for the school, it's a grant for the school system.
Okay, I'm sorry, I
No, it's okay.
misunderstood. I thought it was one for the jail.
No.
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Means.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, I did have a couple of questions now that Mr. King has this kind of going. Probably for Mr. Carter, but you might be able to answer it. It says that the Department of Human Services are going to be the ones that or the employers? So is this a grant just for severely low income kids, or how's it work? I'm just curious.
It's just the kids that are having a hard time.
Kids with disabilities.
Mr. Clark can answer that.
Well, I mean, so it's just for kids with disabilities. Okay, that's all I want to know. Thanks.
Is you okay with that? Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any more discussion?
Any more discussion? Anyone object to putting item 2 on the consent calendar? Hearing none, item 2 will be placed on the consent calendar. Commissioner Crosswhite, you're recognized on item 3.
Thank you, Ken. This is what Mr. Carter was talking about, the $2,000 bonus, and this is got for teachers and staff. Well, that staff will include like the librarians, staff like that. So got the money from the state. You see how it's going to be. Bonuses, Social Security. So this is a good thing for our teachers, because we all know that they spend a lot of money out of their pockets every year. And I'd like to keep this on waiver rules where everybody can vote on it and show our support that these teachers deserve this $2,000.
You've heard the explanation. You've heard the explanation. Any discussion? I'm sorry. No discussion. Item 3 will be placed on the waiver of rules.
No. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you.
Commissioner Harvey.
I did have a question, Mr. Carter. There were some teachers that sent notes out about this, and do you know why it was delayed? Apparently, the comment was that some other school systems had already received this, and so can you respond to that? I just want to make sure we understand that. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So, for example, Bristol City made the decision to pay the money out of their own funds and then wait for the state to reimburse. So it was never delayed. As soon as the state gave us the money a couple of weeks ago, we brought it for the board as quickly as possible on the next meeting to get their approval. And we're bringing it over here. So there's not been a delay. As soon as the only delay was from the state getting them to us. And it took a little bit of time, but there's been no delay. And on the staff, what was the term, Ms. Crosswhite?
Teachers and staff.
And staff. Yes, guidance counselors and libraries in 10 Compass, where all the teachers are like certified in their positions. Librarians and counselors are also considered teachers, and that was the criteria for the bonus. They had to be listed in 10 Compass by the State Department as teachers. So since they were counselors and librarians, we just want to clarify that there were other staff besides just classroom teachers, but they are still classified as teachers. Does not count any other employees, administrators, anyone outside of the teachers. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Any other discussion? The sponsor moves the waiver rules on item 3. We'll move to item 4. Commissioner Crosswhite, you're recognized again.
Well, this is another grant. I just love these grants that the school department, anybody's getting. This is for the innovation school models. I think Mr. Carter might have to speak on this too. It's $710,000, and we'll see how the grant's going to be funded out. So I'd like to put this on consent because there's no matching funds from the county.
You've heard the explanation. Any more discussion? Any objection to putting item 4 on the consent calendar? Hearing none, item 4 will be placed on the consent calendar. Mr. Crosswhite, you're recognized on item 5.
Thank you, Ken. This is another grant. This comes from the University of Tennessee for recruitment and retention. It's $25,000, and it's being used for a stipend for the school psychologists. And there again, no matching funds from the county.
Again, you've heard the explanation. Any more discussion? Any objection to putting item 5 on the consent calendar? Commissioner King.
accepting all these grants, once this money's gone, are we gonna have to continue all this, or this is a
No, sir.
one-time deal?
They tell, Mr. Carter can verify this, but they'll tell the people up front that when the grant's gone, the position will be gone, so. Unless the school has the money to retain them.
Okay, so there's not gonna be any new money put forward from
No,
the county?
no, when the grant's gone, the first house gone.
Okay, all right.
Just one thing about that. If you remember Governor Lee, a few years ago, did the Innovative School Model Grant. He gave each high school in the state $1 million, each middle school $500,000 to do capital improvements. This is where that money comes from. And I think it's a 5-year grant, right, Mr. Carter? 4-year grant. So this is the 3rd year of that. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion? Any objection to putting item 5 on the consent calendar? Hearing none, it will be placed on the consent calendar. Item 6, Commissioner Crosswhite.
Thank you again. Here's another grant. This is the emergency alert system. This has nothing to do with SROs. They will be putting security cameras. There again, no matching funds from the county, so it's $146,238.74, and I'd like to put this on consent.
You've heard the explanation. Any discussion? Anyone object to putting item 6 on the consent calendar? If not, it will be placed on the consent calendar. One more time, Commissioner Crosswhite.
Okay. Public school security grant. There again, no matching funds. I don't know what else to tell you about this. They're going to use it for, again, school safety, $157,980.46. No money from the county, and I put it on consent.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed to putting this on consent calendar? If no objection, it will be placed on the consent calendar. Item 8, I'd like to recognize Commissioner Jones.
This is a grant that was applied for. The resolution is authorizing the application acceptance if awarded and the appropriation of funds for broadband ready. This is for our our libraries, our public libraries, to be able to offer more services to our citizens in the communities. They've applied for $32,600. This does buy some equipment that they'll be able to check out of the libraries, and so we're asking that there's no county money involved. It's all grant money. We're going to ask for it to be on the consent also.
You've heard the explanation. Any discussion? On item 8? Hearing none, it will be placed on consent. Any objection to placing on the consent calendar? Hearing none, it will be placed on consent. Item 9, Commissioner Glover.
Thanks, sir. This resolution of the Sullivan County Board of Commissioners is requesting the reappropriation of $78,530 in funds from the Department of Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant to the current fiscal year budget. Whereas the total $78,530 was allocated during the previous year for the specific purpose of retrofitting the HVAC system at Sullivan County Finance Administrative Building. Whereas due to the product of unavailability, supply chain delays, the planned retrofit was not completed within the fiscal year. So all we're doing is just rolling that money over from last year to this year and moving forward with the project.
Thank you. You've heard the explanation. Any discussion? If not, what's the desire?
We'll put this on consent if you want to. It's no new money. We're just rolling it from the previous budget to this year.
Any objection to placing item 9 on the consent calendar? Hearing none, it will be placed on the consent calendar. Item 10, back to you, Commissioner Glover.
Item 10 is a resolution of the Sullivan County Board of Commissioners requesting approval to amend the fiscal year 25-26 solid waste budget to include the reappropriation of the remaining grant funds from the Tennessee Department of Environment Conservation, TDEC, in the amount of $94,134.54 for the purchase of a conveyor system. And whereas this portion of funding is the amount of $94,134.54 was designated for the purchase of conveyor system to enhance operational efficiency and material handling capacity at the recycling facility. And that's basically what we're doing on it too, is just bringing it forward so Mr. Torvik can move forward with the purchase of his conveyor system.
Now here he's got a robot.
Yes, he does. We'll talk about that robot.
All right, exciting, exciting. Any more discussion on item 10?
I put it on consent too, since we're just rolling it over.
Any objection to placing item 10 on the consent calendar? Hearing none, item 10 will be placed on the consent calendar. Commissioner Glover, item 11.
Thanks, sir. This resolution is to authorize the funding for the Sullivan County Tax Relief Program. We do this every August. Started this 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. And if you'll look on your desk, there's a blue cover sheet there. And I'll talk a little bit about the resolution first. It says, whereas 2324, the state significantly reduced the state tax relief program funding, which critically affected Sullivan County's elderly and disabled. 27% funding decrease, and Sullivan County's 100% disabled veterans and their widows, 36% funding decrease, who are dependent upon this program to meet their financial needs. Whereas funding for the state tax relief program will continue to be funded by the state legislature, but because of continued decreases in funding at the state level, it is a desire of Sullivan County to assist their taxpayers in bridging the gap created by the decrease from the state funding. Whereas it is important for the trustee furnish timely and accurate records for the state for the creation of Sullivan County's tax roll. And the reason we do this in August, it gives Angela time to get the paperwork and get everything set up for the folks to start applying. And what I'd like to bring your attention to, I'm going to let Angela come up and talk about the blue copy here just in a minute. But what I want to talk to you about, if you'll turn to the second page, and where it says Sullivan County Trustee Tax Relief Comparison. In 2024, if you look at the right column, it says elderly, 2222, disabled 306, disabled veterans 740, widows 156. We had 4,008 applicants, paid out 3,424 as of August 11th of 2025. So that gives you an idea of where it's going and how it's managed. If you look down at 23, you'll see the information that's received there from that year. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If you'll turn to the last page. These are actual correct numbers, average tax relief recipients' income and taxes. And if you look at the right-hand column, and let's go all the way down to the bottom, almost to the bottom, and you'll see in 2024, the assessment for this value was 1,033, and their taxes was 845. If you look at 2025, the assessment was 238. Their value increased to 134.7, with an increase in taxes of $315. That's a 48.87% increase. Now look over to the right, very far to the right. The income of that household for those folks is $11,376 a year. So those are the folks that we're helping. That's what this program is for, and that's what we're doing. And if you look over to the left at the very bottom, a little bit different situation. In 24, those folks' assessment was 138.6, with a tax of $865. 2025 assessment went to $319,300 with a value increase of $187,000. The taxes increased to $1,287, which is a $423 increase, 48.86% there. Their average income is $31,983. Now, the $11,376, when they pay their taxes, when they pay the $960, can you imagine living 11 months, $10,000? And that's basically what those people are going to be doing. So that's what this program does. Angela and her staff in that office have worked extremely hard on providing assistance for these folks. When they come in and apply, the application is sent to the state does the research and then sends back to Angela the yes or no to move forward. And that's kind of where we're at with this. And we're doing the same amount this year as we've done last year, which we're setting aside. If you look on down, therefore be resolved, the Board of County Commissioners, Sullivan County regular session hereby approves Sullivan County trustee to issue county tax relief benefits qualifying state tax relief recipients in the total amount not to exceed $400,000. So we're doing basically the same thing we've done last year as far as funding. So she provided that for us Tuesday in the finance meeting. I think it was very important to provide that information for you guys and let you see what we're doing as far as tax relief for the people in the county. And I've said it in here several times. A penny to some of these folks is a lot of money. And it's food, medicine, electricity, and water. And those numbers that you see on that page, those are true numbers. That's household income, and that's what they're paying. So with that being said, if you have any questions on that, I'll answer them for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Before I recognize Ms. Taylor, we've got a question from Commissioner Iverson.
Well, actually, I'm sure it's what she's going to be talking about. I just want to try to look at one thing of it, because if you put that 400,000, which is where we're capping, divided by the 3,400 people, it's only $115. So I'm just kind of curious if it's a flat rate.
I'm going to let her tell you how much she provided last year.
Like, I didn't know if it's a flat rate or what she can tell us, but thank you.
And do you want to
Recognize our County Trustee Angela Taylor.
Good evening. So Mark, to answer your question, last year we did $80 per person. Now there may be some cases where, 300 people, they don't even use the full $80 because of their taxes. So there's variance there. We haven't got numbers from the state this year. Last year, so first of all, let me say that you don't receive county tax relief unless the state has approved you and you're approved under their program. That's the only way you receive county tax relief. So last year, the state provided $729 to veterans and $132 to elderly and disabled. And then the county gave another $80 on top of that. And going back, when I asked for this after taking office, we went from the state giving veterans like $1,100, and then they cut it down to $707, and that's when we started making up this difference. As far as what's shown on your sheet, the 24 is from the 24 tax records. The 25 was taken from Tennessee property data that's already out there on the 25 assessments. So that's where we got those numbers. And then we just figured it based on the tax rate you all passed. And you can see that well, the ones that I have the red boxes around, they're looking at a tax increase at right at 50% or more. So I know the theory of, you know, your assessment's here, your tax rate here, and we're kind of supposed to swap and it evens out. But that's not necessarily true in all cases. Just wanted to point that out. And these were just randomly selected. The ladies in my office just picked them out randomly, no particular ones, but it's just kind of a general guide of what's out there in this program. Now, this is elderly people. We do not have income data on veterans. That's not required. So, do you have any other questions as far as tax relief?
I think we've got a couple of questions on the board, if you don't mind to answer them.
Okay, that's fine.
Commissioner Iverson.
Actually, mine's more of a comment. I think most of us, I mean, I know all of us up here are supporting this, and we really appreciate you doing it. There's a lot of work by you and your office. Thank you for keeping up with it. Thanks for keeping track of it, because you did all the hard work, but we're the ones going to sit up here and say yes. But thank you. Really appreciate it.
Commissioner Jones.
Couple of comments, and I echo what Commissioner Iverson said about your work on this. There's a lot. Since we, if you look at the numbers, how they've grown, and part of that on the disabled veterans is due to our VSOs that we have in the county. Handling those claims and getting them approved, helping them to go through the process to get approved, where they can get, they're able to get this. And it's not every veteran, you gotta be 100% to be available. This, the back of the front page.
Yes.
Just American Financial Credit Services, that's our collection agency, is that right?
For personal property taxes.
For personal property tax?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what was turned over, and so far that's...
So you all approved that late last fall.
Right.
They sent out the collection letters, which was a little bad timing. It was in December last year. But, so since then, we collected that over $300,000 that would have just fell off the books.
Oh.
So, and that's what had been happening prior to getting these folks to do it.
So that's money that we collected that we just been kind of letting go. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'd like to recognize Commissioner Harvey.
Thank you. I also want to thank you for all the hard work you've done on this. And I know we don't have a communications director for the county, but I know that when we were going through the tax situation, property tax, there were a lot of questions with people coming in. I heard a lot of them from Bristol especially. And something like this, they don't even know about. Most of the public doesn't have any clue of this, you know, happening and what we're providing. And so if there's some way that we can get the reporters, I know there are reporters in here, to publicize this, this is something that needs to get out to the public, and they need to see, you know, what the county's doing. So thank you again, and I hope that, you know, we can get that information out to people. Thank you.
Any further questions or comments from Mrs. Taylor? Commissioner King.
I've got one that's not pertaining to this, but while we got it up there, can I ask her a question?
We're in work session. I think that's be just very appropriate.
Give us an update on your office.
Well, let me make two other comments first.
Okay.
First of all, back to Sam's, the veterans. When we do have somebody come in, Sam, and they're asking about the program, and they're not 100%, we give them the contact information and send them over and say, go talk to these guys, see if they can help you. So we do that. On the back of the tax notices, Cheryl, there is information on the tax relief program. I'm also having a new website developed. It will have information on it. Hopefully it will roll out there toward the end of September and be ready before tax notices go out. It will have information on it. So we do have those two things. And then if there is, I've spoke to several routine groups, but if there's other groups that I can go speak to in the community, if y'all know somebody, I'll be glad to and let them know about the program. I think it is much needed. So I'll be glad to do that if anybody reaches out to me. Update on the new office. I'm going to try to do this with a smile, blah. So we're not going to be moving. It'll be next spring before we get to move. It's progressing. We will have a lot more space up there. I don't know what else to say. Tell me what question I can answer for you.
Well, let's see, I was over there last week, and they are painting, you know. And,
they're painting, yes.
So it's getting close. I know that there's other factors in your moving, but, you know, there's, it's coming along, so it's,
I will say, when we started this project, I asked for a move-in date of mid-August so we could get settled before tax notices went out the end of September. With the contractor who's handling it, they had a walkthrough date of September 4th. We would have been able to do that. There has been some conflict and changes, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm not good at sugarcoating things, I'm sorry about that. But they're slower than what we expected. So they've got a walkthrough date of October 31st right now. And basically the notices, I sent our draft to the printer the other week. We've got to get that finalized. Once I put that date on there that we're at the courthouse, we're not going to have people getting out of their car down here and then having to run up the street. We're staying here until it gets finished with tax season, and then we'll move up there.
all right, one other thing. Where we moved that office to, there's going to be a whole lot more parking.
It will be a flat parking area, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
They're not going to have to cross the street.
No crossing the street, no jumping this ditch out here in front of the courthouse to get up on the sidewalk, or parking on this hill back here. So that will be wonderful for our folks coming in. We're going to have some petitions in the window areas. It's going to cut down on the noise. You'll actually be able to hear people. When you get three people up here talking, it's hard to hear just what's being said by who. So there are going to be some really great things that come out of this. It's just a little bit slower than expected.
There's going to be a big conference area.
We will have a conference room, we'll have a storage area. Right now, our storage area is a space probably about as wide as this aisle up through here between the archives and planning office. I think it used to be an old porch. So that's our storage area right now. So we will have an actual room that we have storage in.
Actually, you have 2 or 3. You can store in 3 different rooms.
Yes.
But one is for storage.
For like permanent records.
Right.
Yes. And then the others we can rotate through. So we would have plenty of room for storage, I would think, indefinitely. So, but it will be super nice when we get finished.
The entrance coming into your office, there's going to be an elevator to go upstairs.
There will be an elevator. I'm not sure what's going to be upstairs, but yes, there will be an elevator right there. It will kind of be, if you're pulling it, we will be, if you were standing on what Boulevard facing the school. Sullivan County Library would be to your right, that first area that kind of juts out. It was the old middle school library. I don't know how many are familiar with that school, but that's the area we'll be taking. So the entrance, where it comes out, our entrance will be more toward the center of the building there. So, and we'll be to the right when you come in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
I think Commissioner Jones has a question.
Well, it's not a question, it's a comment. We, for the last 5 years probably, I think, the amount that a veteran can apply for, I believe is $175,000, is what is considered in the exempt. We've had bills every year to raise it up to $250,000, $300,000. So if your appraisal on your house would just say $300,000, you're only able to get credit for what the state has approved at $175,000.
That's correct. The state does set that limit.
You don't get full value of your house. Just so everybody understands that. And this bill comes up every year in some different form. And when we go down in February to do the bill review, we'll see that. Okay. I'm sure again.
Thanks, sir. Anything else from Ms. Taylor? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Back to Commissioner Glover. Got any more discussion or anything else?
Last year, the income limit was $33,480. And this year, the income limit is $37,530. So that's up a little bit. What I'll do, I'll make you guys a copy of this, and I'll have it for you Monday. And Ms. Hartley, the question you had there was a great question, because the way it affects people in the city, you're paying city taxes and county taxes both. And you must be 65 years old on or before December 31st of 2025. You must own your own home and use it as your primary residence. You must provide annual income from all sources. And the same is for veterans. It's $37,530 for that too. And I'll have you guys a copy of this so you can provide this for some of your folks. Like I said, I hope that a lot of people find out about this. And the last thing I want to touch on, that's real good news there. If we get this passed next week, that would be tremendous. I want you guys to look at this tax column. We did something in here last month, and I, said some things there, and I'm going to make my point. We voted and passed the budget at the certified tax rate from the state of Tennessee. We done everything we could do, and that was all we could do. We couldn't go no lower than that. And thanks for the hard work of all we done. But you need to let your people know they're going to be paying more in taxes, even though it was at the certified rate. And a lot of people right now think, hey, didn't increase my taxes this year. But when you look at this, it did. And if you look at the income value of these folks here, those are the ones that's going to hurt more than anybody. So a lot of people probably need to know, hey, I got a little extra money, I might go on vacation, might do this, might do that. You better be. And I've told our people in our district and talked to them, even though we didn't vote on the tax increase, you're going to be paying more because of your appraisal rate and the percentage. So I think it would be a good idea to let some of you folks know. Thank you again.
Thank you, Commissioner Glover. Any more discussion on item 11? If not, we're...
We do waiver of rules on that, so if we get it passed for Angela, she can go and get that paperwork ready and get everything mailed out.
Without objection, item 11 will be placed on waiver of rules. Moving on to item 12, Commissioner Crosswhite.
Thank you, Chairman. Excuse me. This is a grant from, you've got a copy of the grant here on your desk. It's a grant for the Sheriff's Department. It's a 3-year contract with this Tyler Technology to provide inmate services, including commissary phone video visitation. It'll be, like I said, 3 years. The first year, will be $335,000. That will start with telephone services. The second year would be, well, that will be in July 26. It'll be another $335,000. The remaining 2 years, that'll go through April of 27. But it's a total, and another $150,000 for video. That will be July 1st of 2026. It's a long resolution, but it's good because there's no matching money, and it's going to help the sheriff's department. It's going to save them some money in the long run. And they've already applied for it, but they have to wait till we approve it and they accept it. And Mike was here if anybody has any questions.
Okay, you've heard the explanation. Any discussion? No discussion?
I got a question.
Commissioner King.
Is this the same group we've been using, or is this a different group? Do we send this out for bids, or how did we come up with this group here?
I think they contacted us.
No,
Let's let Michael Kennedy, we'll recognize Mr. Kennedy in the well.
No, we've used Securus Technologies in the past. This is two new groups, it's Tyler Technologies and CSG. The total amount's $485. You got $150,000 through Tyler Technologies tech grant, and then $350 through the CSG. And it is new services. It's the same services, but with a new vendor, which would be Tyler Technologies and CSG. And as far as bidding it out, I do not think they bid it out. I think it's a sole source situation, I would assume. Is the reason why we're using this company. And again, I don't know if you guys remember, we used to get Securus Tech Grant for years. And the FCC came through about a year and a half ago and cut it out. So we were hurting a little bit in the correction side, because that's where it's used mainly to help offset any technology costs, anything they need over there. This is just, Lee's worked really hard, and the sheriff has, to get this corrected. Now it's changing back to where we can apply for this grant. So it is 2 years. We get $485 the first year, $485 the second year, and then midterm in 2027, we will renegotiate any potential contracts for the grant moving forward. So it's a good thing, no matching funds.
So if another company wanted to provide this service, could they contact the sheriff? And I mean, how do you choose how do you choose that company?
I'll let Mr. Bailey.
Just let Mr. Bailey.
The sheriff's office prepared specs as to what they wanted, they advertised it, and then people, these different companies applied and were interviewed and so forth, and they tested their equipment and what they're going to be doing, their services. Through the purchasing office, that's how they were selected, and pricing and different things come involved. But they were allowed to participate and had several, I don't know how many companies, but she's got several binders of companies up there that did apply, and they interviewed. And the sheriff's office, I believe, participated in that review.
Yes, I know Lee was very active with this from the get-go. This is definitely Lee's pet project.
So it just wasn't one person?
No, it wasn't just one
One
person. I
company,
apologize.
several companies applying for this?
Yes.
And they picked the best one, or what they thought was going to be the best?
It was not only just the best technology they brought on, also what other things they can provide to the county, which is this tech grant, which helps offset some costs over in the correction side.
So this money generated in the correctional part of the system, is it going to be used in the jail, or
yes,
is that where our money is going to be spent?
So it says that in the actual resolution, it is up to the sheriff to appropriate the funds for corrections and law enforcement purposes. So that's what those grants are supposed to be used for, and that's what it'll be used for.
Okay, so just like the new employees that we're getting, could it be used for?
I would not recommend using grant funds to pay for ongoing costs like personnel. Like you guys just mentioned earlier with the schools, when a grant ends, personnel ends. Well, we can't obviously cut those personnel that we just hired through this past year. So I wouldn't recommend that. Now, obviously, you could possibly offset other expenses that we have in the jail that are not ongoing from year to year.
So it absolutely will be used to cover costs in the corrections facility to hopefully offset some of the costs that we're incurring. Obviously, none of us have opened a new jail. I haven't. So we don't know what that's going to be, and this is going to help if there is anything that comes up that we really didn't know about. So this is a very good thing and a good timing for it as well.
But we could use it on like equipment, computers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it's for.
That kind of stuff.
Yes.
So but, I mean,
But not personnel.
if it's it's collected in the jail, to me, like you use it in the jail to help pay for the stuff that we're doing, because we're trying to get a list of what all we need to open this jail. So, to me, like that money would be well spent on the stuff that we're going to need to open this jail.
And that's a lot of it's going to be used for that technology and that equipment, hopefully. That, again, that's up to the sheriff, and I'm sure he's going to be more than happy to do it on that. Obviously, we just do not want to do it on anything that's a reoccurring cost, just because it's a grant, and you never know from year to year if you continue to get it. But yes, it will be used.
What vehicles, it's about time to buy new vehicles. Is that something you can use this money for?
I can't speak for what Lee and them are going to use it for. Obviously, I don't think they 100% know what it's going to be used for yet, because we're still just in the applying. We haven't signed the contract with Tyler Technologies. So I think it's definitely something they're mulling over. They're trying to figure out what costs are coming down the pipeline in the next year and 2 years that this could be used for.
So we need a list of things that we want to have to open this new jail. And if there's things on that list that we can use this money for, and we could use it.
We could use it for that, yes.
So we need a list of all the things we're going to need to get
I think there has been a list at some point. Lee's been providing lists of what needs to be done and what equipment needs to be put in. And I think those things are being funded right now. So I can get with Lee to see if he wants to create another list to provide for you guys. But again, I'm not sure if he wants to allocate these funds specifically for that, because there may be other allocations for those projects. I don't think there's any shortcomings at this moment that we're looking at 100%.
All right.
If you stick close there, Michael, we've got a couple more requests. Commissioner Iverson.
Just want to say, I think you cut yourself short on this because you're bragging about 485, and it's actually 970,000, so it's 485 a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's going to be reviewed for possibly 2 more years.
Yes.
So that's $500,000 years. That's fantastic. So
No, it's a great
I just want to say thank you. I mean, but on the bottom it's saying 485 on the actual document.
That's for the first year.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. We probably need to amend that to make it where it looks like, because you don't want to have to come back again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to appropriate the first year's funding and show where the account was going to be for that.
Right.
So that way we knew where it was going to be. Because usually I think that the county attorney requests that, we show where the funds are going to be allocated and where they're coming from in the resolution. So
Yeah,
I just did it for the first year, but you're right. That should be.
You could put per year behind it, and it's good to go.
First year and second year, absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, good job. I'm really glad they got this. That's huge.
Yeah, that's Lee. If you want to thank anyone, Lee has been fighting for this ever since they cut out Secure State Grant.
I'll do it. Thanks.
Commissioner Cole.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to click off on my mic, but since I'm on here, I know the lieutenant over this department very well. He's a handsome guy, great beard. He would appreciate the vote on this. Thank you.
Who would that be, Michael? Anybody we know? Any further discussion? Any other discussion? Commissioner Crosswhite, you get the last word, and what's your desire?
Well, I think we ought to put this on waiver rules so everybody's got a chance to, and we, get some stalls, so. Okay, so if we can get rid of this grant, there's no matching funds, you can't turn it down, so, let's do it on waiver rules.
Sponsor asks for waiver of rules. It'll be moved to next week's calendar on waiver of rules. Item 13, Commissioner Crosswhite.
Well, this is another grant. I must say that, we are generating.
Aren't you past your limit?
I think so. I think this is it. Well, this grant is for generators, and it's really it's listed down here, the Sullivan County Emergency Management, Emergency Staging Area, Shelter-in-Place Facility, these are under the local campus. The Sullivan County Mayor's Office and Finance Department is also at the local campus, and FEMA is providing 75%, FEMA is 12.5, and we have to come up with the remaining, which is 12.5, and that would be $72,688,000, which is not much money. This will be kind of like a command center for an emergency. And with these last floods that we've had, we need to keep all these people in a loop. So that's about, it's $581,500, and it's for generators. So it's desperately needed. And like I said, we'll just put this on waiver rules since we do have to come up with our match.
We've got a request to speak. Mr. Crawford.
Now, is this figure that we're looking at, is this just for the cost of the generators?
No,
This is installation and all?
They didn't say, but I'm sure that our maintenance department can.
Says installation.
Oh, it does. We're not saying
Okay.
thank you. Yes.
Not reading
No, I didn't mean to say thank you.
Any further discussion on item 13? Commissioner Glover.
About a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we hired a grant writer for the county, Sherry DeVault. Sherry has worked extremely hard on this for Sullivan County. And I invited her to come Monday night and speak. Well, she's going to be here Monday night, and I think we need to bring her up and personally thank her, because you wouldn't believe the work she's done on this and the hard work she's done on this. And she's got some other people involved in this, like the city of Bluff City, some of the other cities that can apply for this stuff. And one of the generators is going to be for Sullivan County Emergency Management Agency. The other one is the emergency staging area, and then Sullivan County Mayor's Office, Finance Department, and all that, so we can keep business going as usual if something does happen. These are top-notch things. She gave us an update Tuesday on these, and like I said, she's done an amazing job since she's been with us. And of course, FEMA, and local. It's something that's needed, and like I said, she's done a good job. And Highway Commissioner Murray is on the board also, and they know how hard this has been. But no, he's not getting. But we need to do something a little bit later on to make sure that he does get one, because that's as important as anything. And make sure that the highway department's got something where they can keep their radios, trucks, and everything else moving. So, thanks for all the hard work.
Thank you, Commissioner Glover. Any more discussion on item 13? Back to you, Commissioner Crosswhite. What's your desire?
I'd like to echo what Mr. Glover said, that Sherry DeVault, she's been a great asset to the county to come up with these grants. So this is neat, because we've just gotten a taste of the flooding we've had around here. So this is going to probably help save lives and keep, like Mr. Glover said, keep the county running. And waiver rules, please.
Sponsor asked for waiver of rules on item 13. That brings us to item 14, Commissioner Glover.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This falls underneath Commissioner Hayes' district, and I'll co-sponsor it with him, but since he's not here tonight, what this resolution is to place for sale county-owned property at 1052 Bristol Caverns Highway by publishing public notice of intent to sell and go through the necessary steps in the process. It would be put in place to buyers to make offers and purchase of said property. They would be here next, I guess they'd be here Monday night to talk to you guys about this. This was brought up in the finance meeting. The mayor brought this up to us, I think about 2 months ago, something like that. And like I said, it's a piece of property up there. that the county's got that would like to probably sell or have somebody purchase it. So if, I can't answer what David wants to do, but I'm sure he probably won't put this on either consent or waiver of rules. No, let me read this to you. Court order. Sullivan County became the owner of property located at 1052 Bristol Caverns Highway, and the county has no use for this parcel. And whereas multiple individuals have expressed interest and have made offers to purchase this property from the county, a move would place it back on the tax roll. And whereas per county policy, the potential sale of the property must be reviewed by the Financial Management Committee, which we did, which voted to recommend to the full commission that the property be advertised for sale to give those interested a clear path to legal purchase of it. Therefore, it be resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Sullivan County meeting in regular session, 18th day of September, approved placement of county-owned property at 1052 Bristol Caverns Highway for sale and direct the office of the county mayor to cause to be published a public notice of intent to accept offers to purchase the property and to include such notice the proper steps required for those interested in place those offers. So, that being said, I think when that process is done, the mayor will have the paperwork. You want this to come back before the commission when that paperwork is signed for commission approval on the sale of the property? Okay.
Well, we just need to be approved one time.
I think when we get the offers on it, then it will come back before the commission for approval. Is that what?
Well, yeah, I think that would be the easiest way. There, and they used to do it twice.
Okay. All right.
But now, if you've got it on for permission to sell, and then once you get a price, you're gonna bring it back, that's fine too.
What this is to resolution to place for sale county-owned property at 1052 because we have a
Oh,
close.
that's fine.
Okay.
I think this is property we acquired through the property maintenance zoning department, the property owners. I'm not positive, but it sounds like it. It was in a bad state of repair, and so we just took it over. The owners either gave it to us. I can't remember exactly, but it sounds like a piece of property. And that's how they acquired it.
It was a mess. We went in and cleaned it up, and when we went in and cleaned it up, that's how we acquired ownership of it. So it does belong to the county. Where's John at? He handed this to me tonight, when I first got in here, and it was for Commissioner Hayes. And he's going to put Commissioner Hayes as a sponsor, me as a co-sponsor, and Dwight as a co-sponsor. So if any of the rest of them will be co-sponsors on it, everybody vote affirmative, whatever we'll do, that'd be fine. I can't answer for David if he wants to put it on waiver, if he wants to put it on consent. So we'll wait till Monday and see what he says. Any questions?
Any further discussion? So back to you, what's your desire? First reading, waiver of rules?
We'll put it on waiver rules? Yeah. Okay. We'll put it on waiver rules, and that way if there's any questions Monday night, we can address those.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. That brings us to the end of the resolutions. If everyone would, look at your packets before we adjourn and help me make sure all the resolutions on the consent calendar, pretty much, except for 3, 11, 12, 13, 14. Everyone agree with that? Yeah. Just want to remind everyone of our meeting Monday. It's been changed from Thursday to Monday, so try to remember that. At this time, we'll ask for any announcements. Commissioner Glover.
That resolution that I just read, I don't want to get in trouble with the resolution, Sheriff, so that will be Commissioner Hayes that'll be the one who gets in trouble with them, but John is the one that probably needs to be called down for this, but I was just trying to help John out since it is.
That's good. That's good of you. Anyone else?
Is that all right with you?
I guess.
Hold court or something?
A lot of pressure on me today, but I guess that's all right. A little loud. Any other announcements?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Sorry, Sam.
If you're going to the state meeting, you need to let John know.
Let John know if you're going to the state meeting, please.